I'm Marshall Cease, founder and CEO of Mowgli, and a recovering attorney. I've been a musician my entire life, and through that I found that when you create things like music, it becomes a really powerful way to connect with people. And so my life mantra of Create Connect was kind of born out of that. When I graduated law school, I started working for a very large law firm. It just wasn't fulfilling to me in life, and it only took a couple years for me to realize that I wanted to figure out something different. I was playing a gig, and I remember thinking about how I was really excited I was able to create music and connect with people. All of a sudden I had this feeling that, hey, that's not just a personal mantra, that's something that you should expand outward. I had no idea how to implement that. But literally at the same time, I just became fascinated with the social gaming industry. And at the core of these games is an idea of creation. You're creating a fake farm, you're creating a fake city. What if you created real music? Songster is a social game on Facebook with this really cool technology we built where you're just literally like drag and dropping these Lego looking pieces. They snap together. We do all this beat and pitch shifting behind the scenes so the user doesn't have to know anything about music. When they hit play to see what they've created, it sounds really cool. We launched at South by Southwest March 14th, 2012. We crashed our servers the first day because the traffic was so big. And we've had over 215,000 songs made so far. I was very lucky to have the support of a lot of great friends who I ended up founding the company with. It was a really tumultuous time in my life as a whole. I had this almost seemingly perfect American life, the one that your parents always really want for you, until you realize that you're living your life more for somebody else than you were yourself. What do you do in that scenario? Do you stick with that well-paying job that's going to protect you for the rest of your life? Or do you kind of throw caution to the wind and just rip the rest of your life apart? So this was my white picket fence for 2 years before completely deconstructing my life. Leaving the security of a great job and a great home is terrifying, to say the least, but also liberating. I'm glad there's not a book on how to be an entrepreneur because I think the most value comes from your trial by fire. It has, without question, been the biggest learning experience of my life. I messed up massively in unbelievable ways. When I think about some of the early business meetings I had, it was embarrassing. The things that I was claiming, the things I thought were realistic at the time. But I think it's important for an entrepreneur to think like that and to be that passionate and to be that unrealistic. You realize just how hard it is to make a permanent mistake. That's a really empowering feeling. I always get asked, what does the name Mowgli mean? Why did you name it Mowgli? Mowgli was the protagonist in Rudyard Kipling's The Jungle Book. The reason that the wolves adopted him into their family was because he could remove the thorn from their paws. None of us at Mowgli really come from deep gaming backgrounds, but it's this idea of being an outsider and coming into a family that you don't particularly belong in, but them adopting you into it because you can add value they can't. It's a core value that has a lot of meaning, enough meaning to get it put permanently onto my arm and to name a company after it.